Randy Weingarten, the CDC put out school reopening guidelines earlier this month. The New York Post had a recent story saying that your organization at least resulted in direct communication with the CDC with a couple of those principles being suggested by your organization and the CDC taking them. Can you explain what this story is about?
Well, the CDC was doing its job and we were doing our job and everything. So essentially what happened was the CDC in February and March basically asked all sorts of different organizations to sit down with them and give them comments about what they thought was important. They talked to parent organizations. They talked to the two unions. And one of the things that we didn't see in the CDC draft, and they explained what their draft was, is that that there were variants that were right around the corner. In Great Britain, look, there's this variant in India that I'm very concerned about, that some epidemiologists are very concerned about, because this is the first variant that we see really affecting young children. And in India, you don't see a lot of vaccines yet, unfortunately. I'm really glad that the Biden administration and others are starting to move the AstraZeneca vaccine that is not used in the United States to other countries because this is a global pandemic. But, we said, if you see these variants, could you actually, look at them and see if there's something that you need to do to rethink the guidelines? And frankly, they actually rethought them in a different way. They rethought them to say that physical distancing should be 3 feet, not 6 feet, which we initially, were concerned about. So that was number one. And the second one was that we are really concerned about intergenerational households and people being concerned about bringing COVID home. We saw that in terms of healthcare. We see that in terms of education. We see that in terms of grocery workers. So we said that the accommodations that should happen if you are taking care of a grandma in your home, if you're taking care of a sick child, that and that you're afraid, particularly before the vaccines, that you're not going to, that you're going to bring COVID to home. Remember, 45% of COVID spreads asymptomatically. So this is normal rulemaking. Frankly, this is what every administration used to do. The problem with the last administration is they didn't do it.
So you call it normal, though. I guess in the write-up of the Post saying those two suggestions that you offered, at least your organization offered, make it nearly verbatim in the final draft. Do you call that normal as far as the ability to do that?
Look, Pedro, they asked us for language, and we gave them language when they asked us for it. But if you look at the public record, I was saying these things publicly, these kinds of things. So there's nothing nefarious about doing this kind of work. And frankly, we have said to the CDC, parents should be, they should be communicating with parents. They should be communicating with educators. They have to communicate with those who actually are impacted by their policies. The science tells you where the pandemic is going. The impact, the logistics are something that one has to do. There was nothing that everything that we said privately, we've been saying publicly. And ultimately, the fact that there are variants, the fact that there needed to be accommodations, this is part of what creates the trust that we can reopen schools fully in the fall. Again, safety is the way in which you reopen. Only people who think that our members are not the people who are impacted, like students, like parents, would raise these issues.
Our guest, Randy Weingarten of the American Federation of Teachers. She serves as